Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn and I have two of my reads today. I have the message of the day, my 3-deck reads I've been doing, the Metatron, Nature's Whispers and Shaman Dreams. Very profound messages again. The Beatles were just coming up and I just looked up the news. There's a new, looks like there's a new mixed expanded edition of the Revolver set for October release, and also they're moving into collectible coins. But I posted a picture, a cloud picture, that the reason why I went into the Beatles is because I saw a cloud picture that I'd taken that looked like the two of the Beatles. So you can see that post on my Instagram if you'd like to go there. And remember to like, share, and subscribe if you do like the video. And the gemstones, sapphire, ruby, and emeralds were all coming up, as well as I'm blanking out, fluorite, and also I think moonstone came up, and rose quartz as well. So just a few stones that came up. And I want to get right into this read because there's some very interesting, important messages there. And I have the 7-deck read on the table, as you can see. We're going to roll the dice as well. But let's go ahead first and take a few deep breaths. And remember, very deep breaths into your lungs and hold it to really get the oxygen into all of the cells of your body. Really see the oxygen go into all of the cells of your body. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Getting the Beatles, and did they have a song with Sophia? I can't remember, but Sophia's coming up with the Beatles. One more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings, you guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's beautiful, breezy, and cool here today. So beautiful. And by the way, my little birdie, I've been leaving birdseed under the deck every day for where he went in, and I didn't see him after that. And I left my iPad running for a few hours yesterday to see if I could catch him, to see if he was still there and if he was okay. And I definitely got him coming out from the deck and like looking for stuff. And he was looking in my window each time he'd come up, like he's looking for me. It was so cute. So I just wanted to update that as well. And something was coming up too with the Beatles and Sophia, because I'd connected with actually John Lennon and Michael Jackson at one time about my music, and they liked my Christos Sophia song, my Christ O Sophia song. So I'm bringing that up. I haven't officially recorded that yet. So, and I went into a dream again because I posted that on Instagram with the Beatles. There's something about that. And what I posted was the two Beatles who went into a dream. So whatever comes up for you, let me know in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and roll the die. The other things I caught, there was like no animals in it was like 4 hours of video that I left on to see if I could see the bird coming out. And there were no animals. There were no birds flying, nothing. And the first time I went through, I didn't see a bird at all. But then when I slowed down, I saw a white cat across the street in the woods, and I saw a cardinal in my tree, and then my little birdie, and that was it. It was like very quiet besides the cars that went by. All right, so for the twin flames, it's at 1:11 on the clock now. We started at 1:07, and it's 1:11 now. And this is for the twins today, September 8th, 2022. Of course, tomorrow's the 9/9 portal, and we have the full moon coming up on the 10th. In Pisces, so for the twin flames. Okay, we have Capricorn here. Okay, which is also Saturn restrictions. Capricorn is the patriarchal energy, the responsible father. The 2 of the High Priestess, which is also Pisces for me. It's also the month of February of Aquarius going into Pisces, and the Divine Feminine, of course. And then here we have the North Node, which is, of course, is in Taurus, which has been there for a while now. So following the Taurus North Node as the Divine Feminine High Priestess in Capricorn. And Capricorn and Pisces go very well together, in my opinion. And then we have Taurus, too, which is on the other side of Pisces. So I don't remember where I read this. It was many years ago. But 2 signs forward and 2 signs back are always in your life. And so this is coming up as Pisces with Taurus forward and Capricorn 2 signs back. So this is very focused on Pisces here. All right, let's see what's going on here. So the first read is my 3-deck read. I'm going to show you the picture of that one. Again, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams. Sorry if there's like blanket pieces. It's not dirty. It's just because when I fluff my phone off, there's, you know, some little pieces of fibers that come off. All right, so here is the 3 decks. For those of you not familiar with my reads, the underlying energies over here in this column, the way they came out organically is in the middle, and then the end is a pile that I usually have to count for each deck here. So I'm going to bring it in then so you can see the cards a little bit closer and the details, because a lot of details, especially in Nature's Whispers in the middle here. It's a very feminine deck. And then the Shaman Whispers is more of a masculine deck. Okay. Put my bowl back here. All right, so when I did this, this 3-deck read, the Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams, I cut the initial deck at 10:04, which is 10:04 message received. And I actually woke up this morning at 10:04. I went to sleep very late last night, which is why I slept so late. But was it 10:04? Maybe it was 9:04. I can't even remember. Because we're going back to, because this was done yesterday. Today is the 8th. The second read was done last night. That's interesting. We started at 1:17 because I went to bed at 1:17. Yeah. Either way, at 10:04, messages received. The 3 piles were 30, 20, and 28. So the 30 of the union, the 20 of the wake-up call, also the source support of the Divine Feminine, and the 28 of the twin flames. And the 3 cards, or the 3 numbers, excuse me, add up to 78, which is the end of the deck, which is that ultimate family of the 10 of Pentacles of heaven on earth around the world. At 11:01, which is 11 of justice, truth, and balance and alignment, and the 1 of the magician, the union wake-up call for the twins. At 11:02 is the underlying energy of the 3 decks, which was the 8 of leadership, 13 of the renewal of peace, and 10 of the deep diver. The dancing in the dark, so Bruce Springsteen may be coming up here too. Dancing in the dark to light with flame in hand, transition to peace, deep diving into destined task. At 11:04, which is the underlying energy of the King of Wands, 23, off balance in the 3 of the collective awakening, and the Empress with her creative expansion, and the 20 of the cosmos's mirror, the wake-up call of the dodeca, or the 12 faces with 20 points to make, and 30 arcs, or leaps of faith or inspirations, or 2 decades of awakening of Gaia as a whole to heal, with the 43 of the 3 of Cups and coming together in joy to teach people to pause, to receive healing, the weave, and dance to spiral up and lead the way. And then it was 11:11 where the first card came out here, which was 36 of the Atlas energy. Sorry, I forget to unfuzz the picture there for you. The 36 is the inner child in this deck, to hear and know me. But it's also the 10 of Wands, the weight of the world on your shoulders, and also completing a large cycle of passion and physical effort. The 52 of the Queen of Swords, Big Bird, with priorities, and the dance of the inner child, and that Big Bird, Queen of Swords, right, her inner child, with the 22 of the Fool's Journey, and Archangel Sandalphon, who's with you now. Sarah's line, the children of JC and Mary Magdalene, and the Divine Feminine High Priestess with the time out needed to spend time in the purple moon at 0 point. So again, this is kind of like after graduation in August at Lionsgate. It's kind of like a time to go within, like you're kind of booted out of getting a lot of connection with the etheric realm in order to, you know, kind of get 3D stuff taken care of, and then spend the time in the fall meditating. So the Atlas Inner Child, I know that when you're seasonally affected, for me anyway, it's always the worst time of the year for me, moving into September when the temperatures start changing, because there may be a lot of wounds coming up regarding going to school, around the cold and not surviving in the cold, about not reaping enough food to feed your community, that kind of thing. There's a lot of wounds that may come up in the fall. And again, the cold especially, I feel very insecure in cold weather. So, and also the being seasonally affected in October to November before the holidays come up, because they come up as a distraction for that to kind of pull us out of those seasonally affected feelings. So the Atlas Inner Child here with the Queen of Swords and the Fool, the Divine Feminine High Priestess and the Inner Child with the Divine Feminine and the Masculine, and the 0 point field, leading the way hand in hand with ring and 3 keys. The twin key, so this is a twinkle, so KLE means key, twin key, and monkey, the double diamond and the serious one, the one and the all, the source of all creation. And then the city of brotherly and sisterly love came up, accentuating brotherly and sisterly love. And before I forget, I'm going to break right there. Last night I had a purge, because it was a very deep energy all of a sudden came up, that not only did your twin, you know, kind of leave you for dead, but they wished you dead. And that message was coming up here. So that was a big purge that I had to go through last night. So again, the double diamond of the twins and the serious one, the one and all, the source of all creation, and the city of brotherly and sisterly love. So again, Phila and Delphi came up again, of the energies of friendship and irrational favorable disposition, and that was coming up from the word philia, so Philia. To be alive, of course, Philadelphia is known for all of its hospitals. To be alive, well, and healthy. And then Delph is blue and white earthenware. So again, that blue and white energy from the Netherlands. And the Netherlands came up again in the definition of, as it went on. So ancient Greece comes up with the Netherlands and the blue and white earthenware with Delph and Delphi. The shade of blue and the shade of blue flowers with the show of power and the or hesitation. It's the Holy Grail and the M of co-creation. And then the not Nigerian, but Nijrnegen, City of Netherlands. So Netherlands came up twice in that definition, and then the dolphin is as well. So Delphi, I also ended up, by the way, Philia also means love, when there's an accent over the I. So Philly is actually love, so brotherly and sisterly love of the Delphi. The Delphi is the blue rays, the blue and flowers, the ancient Greece, the show of power. It's the shade of blue and flowers, but without the show of power and any hesitation. Delphi is the Del of the Delta, or the symbol of the upside down triangle, which is the divine feminine energy, expanding, contracting, and reflecting in the middle, and then the upside down lowercase e, which is the symbol of mathematical differential of Del. And again, the upright lowercase e for me is the egg cracked open. And this could be an egg that got splattered, right? That fell out of the nest type of energy. A part, a delegate, the ID of the original artist, and that can be id as well, to excite or go out. And the fillies and the colts also came up there as the horses, right? The horses of the fillies and the colts. And that could be, sports as well. It also comes up as the leaves or foliage, but the leaf comes up a lot lately about the fall, but also the leaf falling from the tree and carrying the little fairy girl down the Borealis River into that dream. The brown falcon came up here as well as to delete, share, proportion, dune, valley, small depression in the landscape, floozy, the contraction of de le, so D-E-L-E, and also de L, both contractions, part entitled to and one's fate, luck, intensity, degree, severity, unit, word, to give, and devel, D-E-V-E-L, which means God. Day, pretty down, female, young horse, a blue flower, alive, well and healthy, love, blue and dolphin-like. The fate of love and God's word of love is health and balance and the irrational, favorable disposition of friendship and that compassion that goes with it. So at 1140, which is justice, truth and balance and alignment, the 40 of the Page of Cups and that pure, innocent love, half young girl or horse and half dolphin, or mermaid looking for seahorse in the city of angels where Sarah is. Andromeda and Pegasus and spirits connecting with me. And again, Sarah's coming up as Jesus and Mary Magdalene's daughter, or the children of the blue rays, the twin flames. Andromeda and Pegasus who share one star, so they're never apart, they're attached. Philly and Colts, the city of brotherly, sisterly love, and the city of angels, and angles of love, capital L, capital O, capital V, capital E, which is on the University of Penn campus, equals the right angle of human creation, one, equal, and congruent to infinitum. Okay, that's the definition of the letters of love. The wake-up call to align with 11, to listen and tone. Atonement, again coming up here. A tone of past intent in order to rescue, save, and exempt one's self. Calling all angels and angles of love to high vibe new dawn of the age of Aquarius, the emotion of laughter, and the phased array, which was coming up as F-A-Z-E-E-D, array. F-A-Z-E caused hesitation in array, or to chase array, to make ready array, the blue rays, to release your energy all over the place, like vomiting words all over the place, as opposed to direct intent. And then the name I had, my miscarriage that I had when I was young, I had named that miscarriage Cesare, which it's Caesar, the way it's pronounced in Italian is Cesare, but I don't like the name Caesar, the way it's spelled. So I'd phonetically spelled it C-H-E-Z-A-R-A-Y, which is literally home of array. And then intender array came up as well, and there's actually a word, I-N-T-E-N-D-E-R-A-I, intendere, where he or she, in the second person, intends to mean, to understand, to believe and listen, the focused ray, to use your mouthpiece, your wings, and your platform, your voice, and splatter your energy all over the earth with focused intent. So again, there's that balance between the splattering and the focused intent. The 44, and I'm getting the 8 of Wands too, because in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, it looks like the splatter wheel. You know, like we used to paint when we were little, how much fun it was to put the colors in and watch it splatter all over the place. Splattering your color, color my world, all over the place. And focused intent as well, which is the masculine. The 44 of the Atlas energy of the social worker, and the grounding, integrating, and mastering on how to receive love. The time to ground and integrate it is not boredom. It's time to use, to go within oneself, to meditate, or to just have quiet time. To control every aspect of your life is to be conscious every day, to be present and aware. The beacon, which is be a con, be the lighter, as the waves hit the, and be lighter, as the waves hit the mountain pillar and light up their life. Turned on, plugged in. The sun lights up the Queen of Swords, Big Bird. The pillar lights up Archangel Sandalphon. The Queen of Wands, when she stretches and lunges to release energy, it goes up to the Divine Feminine High Priestess and when she's in her time out at 0 point. The laser ray to the purple moon, the sun and the daughter, reaching far and wide, the splatter and the razor of, or maybe the razor as well, the razor or laser of focused intent. Where the family, so they reach far and wide of the son and the daughter, and the family meet and greet at sunrise for satisfaction. Where sunset is actually, guys, this was very significant the way this came up. Why do we say sunrise and sunset? When it should be the son of the sun rises, and at sunset it's actually the daughter, the moon, who rises, right? But it was a masculine-dominated society. So it should be sunrise and moonrise at sunset. The daughter's time to shine. Where there are 30 cards here. By the way, the monkey was coming up as M-O-N key. And M-O-N, one of the definitions is the moon. So the daughter is coming up as that third energy of the twinkle, twinkle, and the monkey. So the twin key, and the monkey is the daughter, the moon key. The 12 and the Sarah key, right? So it's JC, Mary Magdalene, and Sarah. So the mother, father, and child. The 12 of midnight here, as the clock strikes 12 and Cinderella, was 30 cards. 30 is the union energy of the Four of Wands. And it was 12 on the nose. Twin key, monkey. So twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Where mon, M-O-N, of the monkey means I wonder. Twin key, little star. How I wonder, mon key, what you are, about the moon. Money, the tree that bears fruit. The I am presence, the man, the world, my, to remember, shall, and the moon. The human person, not just the man, but the human person, the language and the hand. To monitor, watch, screen, husband, creature. And the emblem of the Japanese noble family that's usually a circle and forms of nature. So again, the circle is the shape of the feminine. In alchemy, the masculine is the triangle or change, and the feminine is the circle or shape. She shapes things to come. So twinkle, twinkle is the twin key, and the star win key, the star W, the chakra of Jesus times 2, and the moon, which is M-O-N, of the monkey. Mary and Jesus, so M-O-N is coming up as Mary and Jesus, and the moon is the two human embodiments in between of Mary and Jesus. His light always on half of her. So him is the sun, she's the daughter moon. His light always on half of the moon. So remember, though, the moon is actually the daughter, but remember that Jesus and Mary Magdalene are also the son and daughter of Source, right? That we all are. So it's coming up as the mother and father of the central sun and the earth, but also the children of the rays of the sun and the moon, the human person, the language and hand, etc. Twin key, the star's win key, which is twin is T of the star and win key. So twin key is coming up as the star win key. And winky, the star W, chakra of Jesus times 2, and the moon. Mary and Jesus, two humans, and his light always on half of her as the sun and the moon. At 12:18, which is the hanging man, and the 18 of the moon, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the boundaries up of the 14 of that higher love, of being patient and angelic, and taking one step at a time, weaving the water and the steps back and forth, which is so funny because Teddy, my daughter's doggy, always weaves in front of me when we go out for a walk, clearing my way as I go. On the path to the sun, use auric keys, the moon keys. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Remember, M-O-N means I wonder, and it means the moon. From the moon to the sun each day, Don't let them outshine you or splatter. I'm trying to read the word I just wrote after splatter. Don't let them outshine you. So it's like talking to the daughter. Don't let the sun outshine you or splatter their will all over you. The 27 of the Ace of Wands of Metatron Rainbow Bridge. To breathe into your lungs is to inspire under Michael's wings and then expire the human heart of the 25 Knight of Wands with a passion for life, where the heart causes inspiration and expiration, but the mind causes ego. At 1225 of the Hanging Man and the 25 of the Knight of Wands, with that love for life, the get up and go, the inspiration. But there's passion there too, which is the heart-mind combo of the human consciousness, the message in a bottle, which is coming from source, and the mouthpiece of the human. To err is human. And I'm getting the is human as well. The 33 of the Christ vibration and the dimensional gateway, the diamond's connection for all, gateway, the diamond's connection to all, the gate of two U's. The humans connect to 0 point, to the letter Y, and questioning why. The number 33 tunnel, the lungs and the wings, and the lunge and fly to the God Christo Sophia. The Saggy heart to the North Node, so Sagittarius and Taurus coming up here right now. Or and what is that? Sagittarius? Is that like a quincunx or something? I'm not sure. I don't know all of the angles there, but Saggy heart to the North Node of Taurus, or the Knight of Wands, which again is that Sagittarius energy, change to the Christ vibration, right? From that more egotistical human self to more of their angelic self, the Christ vibration, by showering in diamond light for clarity on the shadow go within. And again, if you have, you know, reptilian in your lineage as well, that came up the other day too, to keep just rising your vibration, and that's the part of your ego that will go away. And that it was coming up as a message for me about headaches yesterday too, especially on the right side of your head. So not your brain, because remember your right brain is your feminine, but the right side of your body is masculine. So the masculine side and headaches is coming up as the reptilian ego. So if you're getting headaches, that may be something you're trying to clear right now. The 1233, which is the Hanging Man, and the 33 of the Christ vibration. By showering in diamond light for clarity on the shadow go within. The Knight of Cups of the 39, of that loving energy of being love, and the Emerald Order of the Twin Flames, with heart healing at the Wizards of Oz, which is also O2, oxygen. Exchanging oxygen for ether by breathing very deeply, and the transition to fly free as two roofs come together. The octohedron, where the bird flies free in the sun's ray, through the crystal light, which is water and air. Scorpio and Libra, as we're going into them next, and the eagle diving deep to the lightest heights, as the Hermit Virgo and the Chariot Cancer, or Dolphin Pisces here, take action as chariots of fire and ice. The Mermaid, which is the Sea Maid, or the Dolphin, and the 7 of the Chariot and the Seahorse, or the one who likes to run by the sea. And again, that's bringing up Andromeda and Pegasus, for physical and emotional well-being. To the Knight of Swords is 53, the root to the problem, bringing keys with them to unlock the roots, as the leaves, or the children of the grandparents of the trunk, the leaves fall in the trickle-down formation, collapsing the opposing sides back together. The kids and the grandchildren bringing the pieces of yourself back to you, because remember, they are you, for coherency, her, ants perhaps. And then coherentia came up, Cohaerentia, a unified whole, internally consistent, having the same wavelength and phase, the phased arrays. And HAER is her and hair. And ENTIA is ENS, which means to be, us, entity, identical, alike, essence, existence, being, inside, even, alignment. So her or hair, and the air was also coming up for me, identical, aligned, to be, even, inside, us, the entity. Her, co-heirs of existence. Remember that as your lineage goes on, it's your DNA being put forward. The pieces of you that you couldn't see now come out in your children, your grandchildren, so that you can bring that consciousness back to you again, your coherency. That's the natural way that it comes back to you. As the shaman 55, the truth and the Excalibur, with their truth, and the air is in there as well, and the red root, because remember your twin is part of your lineage, right? You've always been connected. With their truth, the T of the star and the air, truth, at the red root for peaceful pipes and TP, or toilet paper, physical good health, and how right now. And remember, the how is the symbol of vulnerability. They're showing you their hand, and they're showing you their vortex where they heal from, and they're offering you healing all at the same time. It's a very, very much an energy of the handshake, right? By being vulnerable to you. It's like the namaste. The Thanksgiving with the 46 of the loving inner children or outer children, the authentic selves each day, and asking yourself each day, who are you? Because that changes every day. The key to your inner child today, who is that today? Missing the number 44 here, as we went from 53 to 55 and then 46. So 54 then came up, was the missing piece between the 53 and the 55 of the Knight of Swords, Messenger of Truth, and the whole truth, right? His truth, her truth, and the whole truth. But then the 54, which is the Messenger of Truth, Mercury, and Lilac, believing in magic, and that Gemini magician energy, the magnetism of the inner child, and the purple moon. So taking the masculine magician, right, of manifesting with the inner child and the purple moon of the divine feminine, meditating, the daughter's third eye and the fourth eye, the eyes and ears, the pineal and the pituitary and the cerebellum for fine-tuning of motor controls, but also it controls fear and pleasure response, as well as your attention and your language, your balance, your eye-hand coordination. Okay, that's the magic trick, right? The 54 of the Page of Swords Messenger of the 18. And remember, when your hearing, your inner ear is connected with losing your balance, right? Your eye, hand, and your ear connection there. There's a connection right there with the cerebellum. The 54 of the Page of Swords Messenger, that Gemini energy, but it's also coming up as the Virgo energy because they're both Mercury. One is the messenger, the mouthpiece, right, which is Gemini, and Virgo is the purification of that. The 18 of the Chai or the Kai and the purple moon, the third eye and the crown of the daughter's life essence, from the core of the Mother Earth, Terra, the grounding support, icing the fields in cubits with a C and cubits with a Q, and then the capital letter Q, bits and pieces coming up again, right? The Q is the 0 with the line through it, which is the quantum leap, which is also the having of sex, the coming together, the sperm going into the egg, which is the qubits of the CU, to see you, and then the QU, which is to give you cues, right? Give you synchronicities, and the capital Q, which is the union bits and pieces, the coherency of the sperm going into the egg, helping the moon with warmth. So it's the masculine warming up the daughter, the 104 of the magician and the emperor, with the aqua rose gold mother's heart. Her womb is her heart. So for the earth, Mother Earth, her womb is her heart, which is the daughter. The daughter is her heart, right? And the sun warms her from without, right? The daughter's from within, the sun is from without. the 105 of the one, right? Because the masculine's the ego side on the earth. The 1 of the magician and the 5 of the hierophant, which is also the 1 of the masculine and the 5 of the change and freedom. The 6 then comes up of love, relationships, and harmony, with the 31 of collecting the sun's rays and saving them in a shadow backpack for later, right? It's like having a backpack with you all the time when you see the shadow behind you as the sun is on your face. The 37 of the King of Cups is called again to detach from drama and look up at sunrise. At 28, the choice of path or the twin flames, the double diamond electromagnetic grid, untying or unraveling the karmic knots, landing. Twinkle, twinkle, little Sirius star. The blue Madonna's Sirius alignment with presents and gifts. The 29, which comes up in the Lenormand deck as the power woman with her truth, the 29. So the blue Madonna's Sirius alignment with presence, being present, and gifts. The 29 of day, night, and home base. The 16 of the Tower of Gold, the ultimate old God, the ancient one, the Holy Grail or the Holy G-Rail of love light to infinitum, where the aqua rose, remember aqua is part of Aquarius, the aqua rose spirals of the Holy Grail meet the crazy eight's holy communion in the love light connection, the expansion. So the aqua of Aquarius and the rose of the 2 spirals coming together, the masculine and the feminine, the weaving in and out of the Kundalini, as they meet in the moon, which is the Holy Grail. And remember, Aquarius is the emotion of laughter, the aqua of water, emotion of laughter, of the rose of the twins spiraling together in the Holy Grail, which is the cup that holds the crazy eight's connection of holy communion in the love light expansion. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, in the dragon's fire breath, which is ether, the pyramid of fire and strength, or the pyramid is the fire in your belly of puff and papers, your knowing of Loch Ness and Atlantis, the Loch and Atlas, the directions and the keys, the time to open a book, in the open book test here, and this was at 116. So the Tower of the Magician and the Divine Masculine here of sudden events and wisdom. So I was guided to, I was getting childlike energy, and I just have a stack of books behind me that I pulled for you guys, and I've never read this book, but I have it. So let me pull that down so you can see it. That's a scam call from Airville, PA. All right, so this is the book that I was guided to. My name is Asher Lev, award-winning author of The Chosen and a national bestseller by, I don't know if it's Chaim Patak. It can be like Chaim as well. So I opened this book, and you see, when I opened the book, I opened it naturally to the page that had this, and this was all crumpled in like this. It was all like bent up like that when I opened it. So I opened to this page literally, and look at the page number. It's 214, okay? And look at what the first word on the page is. Twin lovers, okay? So then after that, I was guided to open again, and it opened to another bent page. Was it this page? No, it wasn't that one. See, there's another one here. This is the one I opened to. But now they're showing me this one too, the 3. So we opened to book 2 on the second one here, and you notice there's no, it's blank on the back and just book 2 on the front, and there's no page numbers, but it's page 151 to 152, which is the King and Queen of Swords, going into the Lovers chapter of chapter 6. And this first one is part of chapter 8. All right, so this was at 117. My name is Asher Lev. And number 13 coming up there with the transition. I opened to page 214 that was crumpled up. The top of the page starts with twinned lovers or twined lovers, however you want to say it. Huge birds, as in a fantasist's dream. This is the quote on the top of the page. Twinned lovers or twined lovers, huge birds, as I'm just talking about Big Bird, as in a fantasist's dream. Beasts from a private mythology. And remember, this is chapter 8, the dance between the masculine and the feminine. And shapes without representational form, exquisitely molded liquid motion in polished bronze. And this is him describing some artwork. And then this is just paraphrasing, I'm not quoting here. Of color and texture, blue glass and orange, so the colors blue and orange, a sensuous move against me, and I was uncomfortable and a little bit afraid. So there's that runner-chaser energy, right? The flood of the color, the power, the raw elemental, as when lengthy darkness is abruptly replaced by a sudden pouring in of sunlight. Then I was guided to another page crumpled and there was no page number like I showed you, book 2, the 2 of the twins. And the back of the page was blank. And again, the Beatles keeps coming in right now. And I went into a dream. So I posted that picture on Instagram. Check it out. It's a cloud picture. And it says 2 Beatles who went into a dream. And it's coming up as 51 and 52. And I'm pretty sure John Lennon was a Libra. And 52, I don't know if Yoko's air sign too. She may very well be. But I'm getting that energy of 2 Beatles who went into a dream. But I was thinking of 2 men in the Beatles. So maybe John and George. But that could be Yoko coming up here as well, since 52 is coming up. But King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, leading into chapter 6. And remember, I brought John Lennon up already because he came up today about my Christ O Sophia song. Chapter 6 of the lovers of the Geminis as well. So we have Geminis and Libras. So the air signs in general coming up with Aquarius, because that came up too. And the space between of chapter 7. That was the one chapter that didn't come up. And the 7 is the key. Valentine's Day, 2:14, where 2 into 14, of course, is chapter 7. Plus 2 plus 1 plus 4 is also number 7. The key, which is 777. Twin key, little star. The monkey. 2 stars or suns and 1 moon. The Father, Son, and the daughter, as the Earth Terra is Mother Gaia, which comes up as Earth Terra is E.T. The E.T. Mother God, the extraterrestrial, the extra Terra's trial, or the bridge from Earth to Gaia, from the capital E of one equal and congruent to the capital G of the perpetually cracking open of the egg, which is the creation. At 135, which is the magician and the 35 of the wounded warrior, and the pink of the 26, the page of wands, which can be the seed of the new child, of self-love and nurture, the life bulb womb of the daughter, Sarah, the scalped Magdalena, the light of her life, the page of wands to inspire the 35 wounded warriors Kundalini, right, which is the old wounded warrior, to leave the body, to rise from the wounded warrior and leave. The 30 of the union of silver warrior of light, to rise into the light, the sword and the stone, his word and the daughter's union, to his truth and her tone. The one of the magic yellow, yell ow, the O of double U's. So instead of saying ow in a negative way, you say oh, to use. The yell, which is the Y of 0 point, the E is the 1 equal and congruent to, and the double L's is the 2 right angles of LL, which also equals 1U if you put them together. The carpenter's journey to the bee, to be the tree of life, from orange to gold, from ego to I am, from id to ID, the orangutan to the ancient one, to travel to the Queen of Cups, the 38, with activated light body. So he's like going to visit, it's like the wizard is now going to visit the feminine wizard and her activated light body. And Space Oddity came up there with David Bowie, which is odd, and then a little ditty. And that could be OD ditty as well. And I went into a dream. So again, that's coming up with the Beatles. I heard the news today. David Bowie, and the bow is coming up here. And David, my great-grandfather's coming up now. They want me to open one of his books. And they're telling me to bow to David. So whether you see that as David in the scriptures, but for me, it's asking me to bow to my great-grandfather, the lineage that he brought forward to me, because he was a militant do-gooder. And the numbers, so from the Space Odyssey song, and David Bowie was coming up, you know, the beginning of the song is counting down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And may God's love be with you. For here I am sitting in a tin can, right far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. As the Tin Man seeks the Queen of Cups for his new heart. The 40 of the Page of Cups, the evolution, the birthing of the new. As the Tin Man gets his new heart from the Divine Feminine Queen of Cups. The one, and that can represent both the Divine Feminine and the daughter of the masculine. The 1 and the 46, and Pisces is coming up as well. So it can really be, it's the Queen of Cups doesn't have to be any sign because she's representing the Divine Feminine, so it can be all 12 signs. But specifically, you know, it's going to come up as mostly Pisces and Cancer and Scorpio, but not as much Scorpio right here. The 1 of the Magician and the 46 of the inner children, the evolution and birthing the new heart. And then the 47 of dreams coming true and the synchronicities, the choices and options, the confusion or illusion, which only come in if you allow it to come in, right? If you feel confused, it's time to let go of whatever you're trying to figure out or contemplate or decide on. After catching your breath from doing shadow work, then is the 24 of the Queen of Wands, but also the Omega of the Horseshoe, to be your best self always. The Omega horseshoes linked hand in hand, which is the Andromeda and Pegasus, the mermaid and the seahorse, playing wild and free in the coral reef, or the corralling of the reef. The corralling of the reef is the wreath, right? Corralling it all the way around into a circle. And I posted something today too in a circle, a round table, so you might want to check that out as well. And there's going to be, in the cloud messages I post, it's not only my interpretation of the clouds, but you're going to get activated by whatever you see from the cloud. So again, the horseshoes comes up as Messier 83, which is part of Hydra, which is the snake, the Kundalini. And the horseshoes, and you have to see, it's a beautiful, what are they called? Like a gas cloud, whatever they call it. But the Messier 83, look it up, the picture of it, 'cause it's beautiful. It's literally like a sweeping of two horseshoes holding hands, you know, linked hand in hand, like the two rings coming together. But as horseshoes, both open, not closed. It's not a open and shut case. With sudden 16 of inner truths, inside the tree trunk base, ground control to Major Tom Tom, the little drummer boy, pa-ra-pa-pa-pum-pum-pum, which is the beat of the heart of the little boy, the 12 of the hanging man and the wise expansion, mountain to mountain, and hand fasting before she disappears. At 150, the magician and the emotional fulfillment of the 10 of Cups family. As 4 + 4 ships sail away, and now I'm getting that sail away song as well, with 8 balloons, the 6 of the lover and family big picture of healing the root to cause growth in the crown, and that includes the earth as well, with sparkles and fairy dust in your hair of wishes, a trail of wishes that reach far and wide, the 13 of transition of the sweet baby in the nook of the tree, as the little animals come to look, the renewal of peace across the land. At 153, it's like it's the same energy as, you know, baby Jesus in the manger. The 1 of the Magician and the 53 of the Knight of Swords, and the 1 of the 29, again, coming up as the Divine Feminine of strength and her truth, presents to contemplation and gifts by the butterfly lioness princess, the daughter. And I was just getting princess bride. The 47 of dreams, and there's a bride picture I posted yesterday as well, or there may be 2 actually. The 47 of dreams, synchronicities, and laughter, the angel kids on their avatars causing thunder rolls. The 17 of infinite blessings in the stars as snow white flakes. The 11 of alignment and truth and balance, there's a decision to be made with truth and balance. The 20 of the cards of judgment and source supporting the Divine Feminine's decision. The 4 of the Emperor's pause to touch base with the little fairy girl, and the 48 of hope and happiness to walk away and within, wild and free, perhaps at the shores. With 38 and the Queen of Wands, acceptance of love, and that was also, I just got notification to someone I didn't know very well, but my sister knew better. So one of our neighbors' name was Shore, and she passed away recently. So perhaps at the shores is also coming up. That's an ode to her as well. The 38 of the Queen of Cups and the acceptance of love. The Queen of Cups as her vines grow around his tree. At 202 of the High Priestess and the High Priestess, or perhaps the wake-up call of the High Priestess, Divine Feminine. And the 35 of the Wounded Warrior and the culmination of their vision in the fall. The 40 of the Page of Cups to show your loving support. So again, the Wounded Warrior is coming up as the masculine and the Page of Cups innocent daughter. The 45 of the purging of empowerment, right? The purging is part of your power, which then brings new inspiration. The capital M of the 2 ones with the V between, which is the co-creation. Empowerment, which is intent. The co-creation with urgent pow of intent. The 39 of the Knight of Cups, again, with a clear endeavor to end emotional attachments. The raft of hours, right? The life raft of hours, the spring. As ice Russian princess blankets the land with snow and northern lights, which can reference me because the grandfather we never knew was actually Russian. So I'm 1/4 Russian, which I never knew until about 10, 15 years ago. But the Russian princess blankets the land with snow and northern lights. The 50 of the potential gateway of the tree to the root. The blue heart of the matter that's illuminated as the 36 Atlas with the weight of the world. Intuition, which is the intuit connection, the twin towers of you and I connection, or perhaps the intuits at the top of the world and their connection, the shamans, activates the crown of us and the world. The brain on fire, the thinking cap, which can bring up the yamaka as well. The thinking cap of the flower power and the wishes. Underwater or mud for connection. Slinging mud. So mudslinging is coming up as well, which say thank you, right? Because when you put your feet in water and mud, it helps your etheric connection. To take you to higher ground of the fairy realm in the rose. The wake-up call to the number 44, the social master. So 44 is a master number. It's the Atlas energy in the numerology book, the Divine Triangle, because the power numbers are considered 11, 22, 33, and 44. But it's also considered symbolic of the masters, like Jesus in the etheric realms. So 44 is the social master, or the social work, the social, being social and mastering that. Seeking the beauty in candle gazing, while the dear one is seeking your attention because they see your beauty already. You know, it's like your children, like how, you know, who love you so much and see you as so beautiful no matter what you look like. The 211 of the, and that's coming up, what is the, I don't know the musician's name who does that rant about the circus tent and the, you know, how kids were teased growing up. It's a beautiful piece. So at 211 is the 2 of the High Priestess, the 11, which is a 2, which is justice, truth, and balance and alignment. The 211 can represent an urgent need to connect as well in twos. The 19 of shifting your energy to the sun and the light. And the cargo ship, Noah's Ark, the spaceship, the weight of the world. Remember that the earth, Terra Gaia, is a ship. The 23 of the King of Wands and the Master of Passions, that you are worth your vision of what you see, no matter what anyone else sees. The 34 of energetic exchange and the vulnerability of the little fairy girl on a leaf floating down the Borealis River under the pink moon, which I think was March. That's why March was coming up. It's very significant, the time period in March. The Page of Wands, completely vulnerable under their watch. Right, so here we have the spaceships coming in, and the cargo ships in Noah's Ark, and the little girl, the moon girl, the daughter, the pink moon, which also represents the Page of Wands, right, the inspired daughter, who's completely vulnerable under their father's watch, or under the Ancient One's watch, under the ET's watch, right? Knowing they're with her. The 5 of change and freedom to clear out the old. The 3 to celebrate your differences as the unicorn and the dolphin, where land meets sea. The unicorn, the dolphin, the mother and the daughter. The Hierophant, the old way, and the Empress of the abundance. The 10 of the high vibe destiny of opening your heart to the swans with the little angels who are in the corner there up to something, with the 33 and the 40 bridge and the need to be gentle with yourself, especially while on the bridge, standing up for yourself with the 42, the 2 of cups, 1-1, the whispering bench, blushing orange, let love be your beacon, be lighter. As the 43 of coming together in love and socializing, love matters, touching base with the bird in flight, extending a hand in which to land upon as they open up more and the old ship sails. Okay, coming together 1-1 to clear out the old and let the new come in and let the old ship sail. At 219, which is the High Priestess and the Sun, the underlying energy of kicking up Dust Devil, the 15 of the Shadow, and the 46 of the Root Girl who's disowned their self. The 63 of the winter's gestation, which can be the suffering in silence, the hiding out, or just the hibernation and going into a dream. Hiding out on the unmarked trail of the 57 of separation, disappointment, or heartbreak, of the maze and the pressure to get you to revelations. The 62 of the prison or the release, to release your own chains. The 12 of the wise dragon's hoard, of protecting the future, protecting their egg. The 48 of the walking away within, to surrender. The surrender of the sky dancers, destined to dive deep into the water. At 222, the guidance counselor show of room 222, which is also the divine feminine, the 22 of the fool's journey with an open heart and a leap of faith. And then 222 of the guidance counselors of the love, family, and community. The first card out of the 56 of the 2 of swords and the wall. The challenge of breaking your walls down and letting them see into your inner theater of projection. The screen on the wall to reflect. The hole in the wall. At 224, the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands, or the Horseshoe, the Omega. To see out of the prison, to receive the knowing without becoming imbalanced. So you're learning how to be in your knowing of everything, not avoiding looking at things, but seeing them and let them see you as well, because you're being completely transparent in your truth, authentic and naked to all. And allowing in new information or new truth because you're in your knowing, and by being in that conscious knowing each day, you don't fall off balance. So if you do get a little knocked off balance, you come right back to center again. So it's that mastering of that. That's the spiritual mastering every day, as being present in the moment and not getting knocked off balance because you're in such strong knowing of your own knowing, okay? Your peace of mind. The 37 of the King of Cups and the Magician's sword, the mother's nervous stomach and his or her word. Destined to know unconditional love. With the 54 of the Page of Swords, initiating the crossing on lands, sharing the family tree, bonding mercurially with Gemini and Virgo, and the twins' purification to cross to the other side. Why? The Y in the road. Why the chicken crossed the road? To meet their rooster, of course, at the Red Roof Inn, their Happiness Hotel, California, of the Wailing Tree. You can be in the trunk, but you can never leaf. Reconciliations. From within, projecting without, purging the five of change and freedom, and closing the door completely, with tuning fork on the door instead of any religious symbols. They're saying to put a tuning fork on the door, or fine tuning or fine twinning, which was the first word of that page, twining, of the cerebellum. So cerebellum at the back bottom of the head is coming up as the CERE of Sarah. Cerebellum, the bell of the ball. Sarah's, wax, to request or ask, to build up. It's also couscous, by the way. Complexion, the honeycomb, the wax seal, the beeswax, the daughter's crayons, the daughter Sarah, and the waxing moons. The bellum is the beautiful, pretty, and handsome, pleasant, agreeable, charming velvet, and a bonus. The cerebellum is also considered the little brain. So again, where the penis is the masculine's little brain, right? The cerebellum here is coming up as the daughter's little brain. The 238 here at the time is the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and the 38 of the Queen of Cups. Sarah's beauty is a bonus, it seems, of the daughter. The Moon Maiden then comes up as the next card, accentuating that energy is correct. The moon of the daughter, the maiden of the sea, the mermaid, who was the maid of Poseidon, who is now the maiden to Pegasus, the Knight of Wands. So Pisces, Queen of Cups here, along with the Divine Feminine here, and then the 41 of the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, like in the movie, of Sarah, and the womb is the daughter. They're equal, the same thing, in the Earth Terra Gaia. The new beginnings in a whole new world. The Garden of Venus, the 25 of the Knight of Wands, inspired by rest and renewal. Learning how to be still, right? Because the wand signs are not comfortable being still. They need to go, go, go all the time. They're very action-oriented. But the Knight of Wands with a passion, which, remember, passion is inspiration and ego. And we want to temper that ego, the slow burn. The Knight of Wands, inspired by rest and renewal in the Garden of Venus, wherever your Venus may be, the state of being of still and active all at the same time in the Garden of Ease Den, the Divine Feminine's lair, at 241, the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. And then 28 cards came up here, again of the Twin Flames, the Twin Flame Path of the 51 of the King of Swords, who's meditating on the stone bridge, which is coming up again as the iron lung of Metatron, and the stars in the sky, and the iron lung of Metatron that Michael sits upon, with stars in the sky with limitless possibilities. The 22 of the Fool's Journey, the star's limit, the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain of the insect grid. So I'm getting the intersection there too, but it was coming up as the insect grid, with skin and wings, and the intersection. And I was just getting dissection, like when you do in junior high school, when you have to dissect frogs and pregnant frogs and all that kind of stuff. That's coming up right here. The star's the limit, the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain of having perhaps done those things, or insectozoid mutilation, right? Because there's a lot of ETs who are benevolent, who look like insects, and we need to get over ourselves regarding that. Like me getting over my dislike of ants when I was younger. I didn't like ants, but now they're my friends, as well as the little bugs that I see outside when they all come down and sit next to me when I go outside. They were sitting next to my daughter yesterday too. The transmuting of pain of insect grid, the skin and the wings, or the shiny lizard skin to be shed. And again, the Kundalini snake that you all are. The 55 of the truth, of the farther gate, of the two suns and the two gates, the safety gates, the key to the cave, the twin keys and the Mun key, the sun blasting a keyhole for the daughter to come out, the 32 of the journey of the jeweled web of connectivity, the crown jewels, and the need to discern, the 35 of the wounded warrior at the 11th hour to get back to integrity, the Swiss watch with meteorite and the Geneva watch needs to get fixed. Okay, so there's all these references to CERN here. The seal is broken and water got in and it needs new battery, but meteorite is self-regulating. So it's coming up as the natural versus the artificial. So it's saying that a seal got broken at CERN and it needs a new battery. But meteorite, the way you discern, is self-regulating. So you don't have to worry about that, right? It doesn't get broken. So, and also meteorites coming up is very a powerful energy. And ivory was coming up too. I actually have a piece of ivory from, 40 years ago when they were still selling ivory. I bought a bracelet in St. Thomas when I was there. And so I literally put it in my pyramid this morning. And you don't want to take things like that and throw them away, because then now you're, the elephant that was killed for that. And I'm not saying that an elephant was killed for my ivory. I don't know, right? It may have been a tusk that came from an elephant that had died already. I don't know. But if an elephant was killed from that energy and you already have it, why would you dishonor them by throwing it away, right? So I put the ivory in my pyramid that I have by the window, which are my pyramids next to two elephants. So I put the ivory in there with my quartz egg inside the pyramid as an ode to the elephants and their benevolence to us. So so again, meteorite was coming up as well as ivory. And remember, there's many pianos that were made with ivory keys, the old pianos. The 3 o'clock, which is the 3 of the Empress, and the double zeros of the source embodiment, to set your watch. So I was resetting the time on a watch that I have that works on its own. It doesn't need a battery, which was bringing up the other energies as well. But it was right at 3 o'clock, which I told you yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, that the power went out right at 3 o'clock, which of course references the crucifixion of Jesus. So the power went out at 3 o'clock. Yep, it was on the 6th, not the 7th. As I was looking at this card that I would see CERN in, the number 35 card of the Wounded Warrior, but it looks like it's a circle and it looks heavy like the CERN energy. And it's also the energy of the 11th, but the 11 before the hour of the 3 of the crucifixion, right? So it's the 11th hour of the crucifixion, and this is relating to CERN, something that's going on there because there's a break in the seal. And I was getting social emergency 311, right, of the urgency of the crucifixion there. And then it was 3 o'clock, the double zeros behind the 3 of the Empress, which is the Earth, right? Because it's just like nuclear energy, right? That we're at threat when there's a nuclear disaster or a meltdown. And this can represent a meltdown of people having meltdowns because of the energy that CERN's putting out because there's a leak in the seal. The heart compass. And what was coming up here was love me or leave me when I read the information in the book on that card, the heart compass. Love me or leave me. The true north never changes. And here the North Node in Taurus came up here. To quote unquote reset, as I just reset my watch prior to this, your way to your heart compass, that you are not lost. You just don't know where you're going right now. You're not lost. So to be okay with that. There's an opportunity here to find a new path, even if you're purging or confused, right? That is a reset, just like when you sleep at night, it's a reset to a fresh new day. So go with it, allow it. The 3 of the Empress, the 6 of the Lovers, to find a new path, and then the 2 of the beloved radical acceptance of the heart on fire, the divine feminine's heart on fire, and the hermit who dances on one foot, the moth to the flame in suspended animation is coming up as their talent, right? The ability to be to be, you know, uncontrollably attracted to something and yet not fly to it like the moth to the light. Pisces with fiery heart, with Virgo with balancing act here, and this can represent the opposite, like usually the feminine is the moth to the flame, and the masculine is more of the hermit, the Knight of Wands with the heart on fire. But it's coming up the other way today with the 23 of the King of Wands and Fortune's Wheel with his luck and right timing, mastering of his passions, and the 28 of the Twin Flame Hollowed Bone, teachability of humbling oneself. But it's not to make yourself lower, it's to empty yourself, to allow source energy to travel right through you. With multiple feathers hanging from their moose antlers, and Rocky and Bullwinkle always come up here, right? The stubbornness, and then Rocky is the stone, right? The sword and the stone energy, but also Rocky Balboa comes up with that as well, right? Fighting for love. And the 53 of the Knight of Swords, chariot, curious stranger rather, the messenger of truth, with the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords, the humbled and the curious. The 33 of the Christ vibration and the unity consciousness and standing up for oneself on the 40 bridge with joyful muse inspiration, right? Jesus with his muse, right? Not only Mary Magdalene, but his daughter Sarah. The 4 of the Emperor and the bald caterpillar with sine waves and discs and the opportunity to fly. And I'd remember too in numerology that my daughter, because we're speaking of the daughter here, is going, when she's turning 27 in March, which March is a huge time period coming up right now too. And she's born on 3/14. And she has a big change in numerology according to the divine triangle, because at age 27, your 27-year number and your 9-year number and your yearly number change. It's a big shift after 9 years and 27 years. So my daughter, representing, right, that Sarah energy, is going into a whole new world in March. March 14th actually is her birthday. March 7th was also coming up, I think, is the full moon. At 3:25 is the Empress and the 25 of the Knight of Wands and the 45 of the Purging, which is part of the empowerment, the repairing of the veil in forgiveness, the binding and articulating, tying of the bow, the knot, the turning of the page, but not knotting it, just tying it in a bow so it can be undone easily. Turning the page, in transition, watching out for the flying monkeys in the fields who are trying to put you back to sleep and pretending like they're the daughters when they're not. They are not the monkeys. They are not the moon keys. They are not the daughter, the Mary Jesus little human key. The daughter, the moon, the 20, remember the moon, according to Elena Denon and the Pleiadians, that the moon and Mars got cleared out last year and the year before. So they're finally freed, you know, in that sense. The 20 of the 2 swords, right? So many of us have been abducted, we don't even know it, right? And that can include our children. The 20 of 20 and backs then comes up here. And the 2 swords as one in the Feast of Plenty, the choices and their consequences. Happy days with source backup of the divine feminine and energetic exchange of the king of the hill with the lay of the land and the ancestral wisdom. Again, the love and the wisdom of the masculine and the feminine. The 2 with a 54 here, a message to bring. The 8 of the crown games and the power and off with their heads. The right use of power of the C and the G. The Christ God dance of the masculine taking off his hat for the 52 Queen of Swords, who's been straddling both worlds and wandering between realms at 3:32, the Empress and the Journey. The 36 of the Atlas with the weight of the world, who's lost in space, needing its own directions instead of getting directions from someone else, using their inner knowing. And 3:33 is the falling angel of the 19 of the Sun in waking dream time. And the 44 of the social worker Atlas, the Atlas perfect storm with the courage to step into life, the raven, peacock, and the eagle's nest, which is ravenous, show-off, who's ready to dive in. The 31 in the hand, the heart of light and gold. The universe is your partner here, with your hand up, and how, where And Charles and Camilla was coming up here too, right? Because, you know, they always wanted to be together. It really wasn't their fault that their families forced them, right, to not marry each other. I kind of feel bad for that. Not that they were nice people or bad people or good people or whatever. I don't know them. But just that we projected a lot of shame on Camilla when it wasn't even her fault that this whole situation happened. It was the controllers, right, that did all this. But again, this is about not blaming anyone else, but taking our own power back by not allowing anyone else to ruin our happiness and allow them to be happy in their marriage. And it's 2:22 on the clock. The 3, I think Charles is Virgo as well. The 3 is the Empress and the cute little couple, the king and his muse, the benefactor of grace and generosity in the mushroom, watching the show. The 26 of the gathering around of the community, and the 38 of the Queen of Cups, with the many masks of the authentic self. And it was interesting too, because right after I'd gotten done telling my daughter about the numbers she was changing into, all of those numbers came up, boom, 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 right after each other in this pile right here. The Queen of Cups, or the daughter, with many masks of her authentic self, moving from the 26 of the Page of Wands to the 14 of that higher love, of the Temperance card, of the angelic realms. The period of at age 27, like I was saying. The drifter experiencing life as it comes with a higher love. And the 42, which is her life lesson number, of the netcaster with preparations that come to fruition with me, because my soul number is 38 and my outer personality number is 42, which is her life lesson number. So all of our numbers were coming up together right here. But this is a general message for you guys. They're just using us as an example for your relationships. Whether you have a daughter or not, it doesn't really matter. It can reference someone else in your life, a pet, or your inner child. The one-to-one connection here with the 18, the eyes of the eagle rising above the fray, an energetic exchange. The oracle of the I Capitan, hip hip hooray. I was just going to get the eye-hand coordination thing, but then it was the oracle of the eye to eye, Capitan, and hip hip hooray. So some kind of celebration here of the eye-to-eye connection, right? Allowing the captain to be the captain. An energetic exchange of 339, which is the Empress and the Knight of Cups. In the energetic exchange of the eagle's eye, which EE is the energetic exchange and the eagle's eye, but it's also my name, Evelyn Esther. At 340, the Empress and the 40 of the Page of Cups, the mother and the daughter. The numbers 44, 31, 3, 26, 38, 42, and 18, which were coming up so much of my numbers because 44 is my life lesson number, and I'm 38, 42, and my birthday is the 18, plus my daughter's number is coming up in there too. And she is a Queen of Cups too because she's Pisces. I'm a Virgo, but my numerology number is 38, which is the Queen of Cups, which my rising sign is Cancer, so it makes sense in that respect. But the 51 number of the King of Swords to 34, which is the energetic exchange of the King of the Hill, where he dances with the Queen of Swords, 52, at Atlas, the 36, with the weight of the world on their shoulders, by 19. So it could be by the sun or by the 19th, whether that's September or October, and the 44 of the life lesson Atlas of the 44 and 31, which is the chaos and control, the heart in the hand, as the eagle lands at the Golden Gate, the 66 of the Page of the Queen of Pentacles, and the 3 of the Empress, where Terra, right? So the sun and the earth are your benefactors, your parents of blessings, the benefactors of grace and generosity of Gigi at the Golden Gate. I was just like my mother, Mary, and Casa I always get, and you may get your parents as well, but they're coming up as the sun and the earth, which are your parents, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords in the mushroom of Terra Gaia and the sun, the 26 of the daughter, the 38, from 26 to 14, the Page of Wands to the Patient Angel of Taurus, Aries, and Sagittarius there, and then the Queen of Cups, 314 came up right here, which again is Pi Day and my daughter's birthday, where before she turned 27 this year, she was born at 631. So she's still 26, that 8, that power number of the Page of Wands at 630, which I always say she's born at 630, but the birth certificate actually says 31, I believe. the 6 of the lovers, the 30 of the union, and then she turns 27 to the number 14. The 14 and the 42, which is her life lesson number. So it's very profound for her, right? She's coming into her birthday and her life lesson number as she changes to that age 27, which is a profound age for everyone in the numerology chart. The 42 of the 1-1, 2 of cups, which is it's a 6 energy, so it's very love, family, community oriented, but it's also a number of the actor and beauty and creativity. It's the 42 is the reflection of the 24 of the Queen of Wands, which my parents their soul numbers were 42 and 24. They're both Gemini, 7 years and 7 days apart. So the period of life lesson number, and then my numbers combined with hers as well, and then the 18 of my birthday coming up, which, remember, the 18 is the Chi energy of the 8th and 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabets, which then 8 times 10 equals 80, which is my destiny number 2. So I'm not saying this is all about me. I'm giving you the energy of representation they're giving me to give you as all divine feminines. As the higher love of the twin flames, the 2 of cups coming into fruition at the 18th hour of Chi, you know, kind of that L'chaim to life energy, and the hip hip hooray, which means alive. And I was getting staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. That's funny because John Travolta was in the movie I watched last night. And he was coming up in Welcome Back, Kotter as well, as the energy of Aquarius and laughter. So significantly in the numbers right here at the end, the read ended there at 351 to 52, which is the Empress of the Earth, Terra Gaia, and the 51 and 52 of the King and Queen of Swords. And it's also coming up as they're just showing me not just 51 and 52, but the freedom of the masculine and the freedom of the feminine, because 5 is freedom. And then the dates coming up in September were coming up as September 18th, 19th, and then October 8th, 18th, and 19th. So all the 1s, 8s, and 9s were coming up very significantly right there. And at 0 point, which is the 18, the moon, the daughter. The daughter is very significant right here. And in Staying Alive, it was Stephanie was the girlfriend. For some reason, Stephanie needs to come up, right? And that was coming up as my daughter was talking about Michael, someone naming their daughter Michael. So remember, Michael and Michelle are the same names of the masculine and the feminine. And then Stephanie and Stephen are also coming up as the same names. For some reason, that's important to somebody. And now we go into the 7-deck read that's on the table for you guys here. All right, so that the information that read was very significant. All right, so here we have the full read on the table that you see in front of you, the 7-deck read. And I'm getting to this whole fall period is very significant for twins coming together. There's something profound about the unions that's happening in March at that full moon, and then Pi Day, which is also the Ides of March, which also comes up as significant, right? The death of the power structure in Rome. Right, going into July and August, right? Because that's Julius and Augustus Caesar. And I brought up Caesar today. So there's the falling of the Roman Empire in March. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but that's what I'm getting right now. All right, so the deck on the table here are the 7 decks. And again, the 7 key, right? 7 is the calm before the storm. It's the peace. It's the etheric energy, the other side. You know, the key to the other side. The key to the city, the key to the Emerald City, the key to Philadelphia and the City of Angels, right? There's a lot about those keys coming up right now. The Emerald Order of the City of Brotherly and Sisterly Love and the City of Angels. So Philadelphia and LA are coming up as very significant regarding the masculine and the feminine. And then I'm getting France as the daughter. Very interesting. And Italy was coming up as the perpetrator. I'm getting her Lady of Liberty. And I'm getting the Leaning Tower of Pisa as well as a symbolic regarding that. The falling of it's the suspended animation, right? Because Rome is very good at, they've learned how to maintain their balance and not rush in. But, right, so they have the Leaning Tower of Pisa in suspended animation. But it's like that Roman Empire falls. Maybe something happens with the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But we have the energy between that and the Eiffel Tower of the daughter who extended her hand to the U.S. of liberty. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my father died, let children's pride. I can't remember the words right now. Let freedom ring. So there's that energy needs to come through. How lucky we all are in this country to have the freedoms that we do have, and that everybody will have all those freedoms as well. The bell of cerebellum will be ringing around the world. It's making me want to cry. The bell of the ball is the daughter, the Cinderella. The daughter returns to her father, right? The safety of her father's arms. She's no longer controlled by the perpetrator, right? The rapist. That wounding is coming up too. Just looked out the window at the trees and I'm seeing like a skull in the trees across the street. All right, well, that was a lot coming up. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 8:44. And at 8:53, which is also an 8, 44 is an 8, and 53 is an 8. 53 is the Knight of Swords, the Messenger of Truth, and the 44 of the Social Worker Atlas, of grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love, with the Messenger of Truth, who's also the catapult. So it's like that moth to the flame, right? The one who controls every aspect of their life, of the 44, and the 53 who rushes in to profess their love. And then Rancition was coming up. But what was coming up is Rancition instead of transition, Rancition, and then on. It's like it's on. The transition of the runner chaser energy, it's on. Right? The switch. The dance of the Atlas and the Messenger of Truth. And I'm getting the Ranzit connection. The Ranzit. And I'm getting Ramses too, right? The little girl. The Ramses connection. But it's also about the I'm getting the running of the bulls now too. The run-sit connection, right? The hurry up and wait connection. And it's the run, so it's the Ra, Christ Sophia, either IT connection, the it couple or the it connection, the Ra, Christ Sophia, it connection, or the Ra, Christ Sophia, I am the tie-on, right? The tying of the bows. The tie-on is the tiger lioness couple, the tiger masculine or the slow burn, and the lioness feminine. And then on, right? They're plugged in, turned on. The O of the human embodiment of Christ consciousness of unity. All right, very significant here. I've finished clarifying at 9:06, which is the Hermit and the 6 of the Lovers, the 9 and the 6, which is reflecting the 6 and the 9 of the Ace of Pentacles and that offer of a new life. And this is the 9 of the Hermit with the 6 of the Lovers with space between. So we have the solar deity, which is the sun, the shadow, which is the devil, and the transition, which is the death card. And before the read, Starseed and Ascension came up, which is the Fool and the World. All right, taking a leap of faith around the world and ascending. The solar deity of the sun, the shadow the shadow side, and the transition, which is the T transition that I just went through. The T of the star Ra, which is the sun, Christos Sophia, I am, Tyon. It's on, plugged in, turned on, connected, right? That's all activated, it's all plugged in, right? CERN has been disconnected, the seal was broken, and the organic connection is turned back on. Wow, that's a big message. We have 2 cups, 3 swords, 2 pentacles, 1 wand. 23 is the King of Wands, 21 is the world, and then the Knight of Pentacles. The 23 is the King of Wands, 21 is the world, the Man of Passion, the mastering of passions around the world in 80 days, the Knight of Pentacles, which 80 is the 0 of source embodiment of the human and the dance of the 8, and the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant, and then he's the only one in the read, or she, and then before the read is the Page of Pentacles and the King of Swords, right, the perpetual student, and the King of Swords in his integrity, and after the read is the Queen of Pentacles, right, at the Golden Gate, and the Page of Cups, that pure love, that pure loving heart, the sweetheart. And we have triple sevens in this read, along with double threes and double tens, so significant there. Especially too, because 310 is the chaos, with source backing it up, the chaos control balance there. And then the 710 of the 0 behind the co-creation of 71, the 3 of Pentacles, and the triple sevens of hitting the jackpot. The 777 of divine timing, of the 1010 high vibration, and the 33 of the Christ unity consciousness, the 37 of unconditional love of the King of Cups, and the 710 of the 0 backing up the co-creation, the 13 of transition and death, with the 35 of the wounded warrior and the Kundalini rising and leaving the body, the 67 of the loyal, humble servant, Knight of Pentacles, and the 79, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, along with the 910, begin again and again and again in that high vibration. The code line here is all about music, abundance, time out, and change. And the only thing that was broken up was abundance into A, B, and then the undance. The code line was all about the number. Guess what number? 314, Pi Day. So March 14th is very significant here, and it was coming from the numbers 3, 1, and 310. So there's that 310 again with the 31 backed up by source. 3, 1, and then 31, 0. So the Empress, the Magician, and source backing them up. And then at 9:10, which just said 9:10 begin again, at 9:10 the helicopter went over, and I so much felt like they were assessing the energies when they flew over. I haven't felt that in a while, but I was last night. So 314 is Pi Day, and then 9:10 is coming up, right? Today is the 8th, so 2 days is September 10th. And they're getting closer with the helicopter, really close, collecting information. Coming close to 9:10, which is the full moon, and then March 14th, so there's that reference from Virgo to Pisces, that axis, 9:10, and then 3:14 though is mid-moon, I think, because I think the full moon, the pink full moon in March is the 7th. I could be wrong, maybe that was this year, but you can check that out. So the code line here is all about, it started out as SE and then SE in parentheses, and music, abundance, time out, and change. To see sudden event of 3 grandmothers that are good at shaving or epiphanizing. The quantum of solace came up here, which is the minimum amount of compassion and decency that a human can show for another. The amount of comfort they're willing to give. When there is no compassion for the other, then a relationship cannot last. Of thoughts and words, 3 atlases of he. There's this energy on both sides here of the 3 of the Christ energy and the feminine and the masculine, right? One is the 39 of the Knight of Cups, and the other one is the Atlas energy of the 10 of Wands. And the Empress could be coming up on both sides here as well, which can be the Earth or the Terra, Gaia. So of thoughts and words, 3 atlases, or 3 wise kings. And again, the energies, the Atlas Mountains of the Herculean Mountains, which I call them, which is Spanish territory, Moroccan territory, and then the Rock of Gibraltar, which is English territory. So Spain, England, and Morocco coming up here. The three atlases are the three wise men, and the he, right, dominated by that masculine energy of music, abundance, time out, and change. To see and see, to really see, but also see with your heart, your eyes, and the letter C of the whispering bench, your own knowing. The 3 of the Empress, and that can represent the Queen as well. And the 9 of the Hermit, who goes within and is wise, right? The Queen and the one who counsels the Queen, the one who's her advisor. The contents of the man, right? So the Queen and her husband. The epiphany of the soul, the night severing the solace with the whole truth, right? Cutting through the BS with the whole truth, not just a little bit of truth. The blade of the sword, the 3 of the Empress with the weight of the world. The burden of he without the S of Sophia, without the she. Both the Empress and the Hermit see the night of lightning. The storm coming from the soul. The truth of Excalibur and the Empress carrying the weight of he, the weight of the world, of the he, the masculine, and the old way of being. Where the inner child muse here of music and the rocket transition to undance or untie, the time out for changes. The southeast sudden event of 39 of the Knight of Cups, who's good at loving, who's good at the soul, or is a good loving soul, or it's good with the minimum of the truth and not telling it all, of the loving solace, of being comforting with their thoughts and their words, in being comforted by its words, by its thoughts and words of the Empress. It's like the Mass is coming up as being comforted by the words of the Empress, burdened by he. So the words that are coming up because of the burden of the masculine are now coming back full circle to actually comfort the masculine. So to love and to caress, where they had left someone for dead, right? That quantum of solace energy. At 940, which is the Hermit, and the 40 of the Page of Cups, and that innocent heart, the sweet heart, and the Hermit, the one and the all. To see and really see the Knight of Cups, right? The one being love, night 7, which, by the way, was last night, the 7th. And it's 2:44 on the clock right now. The High Priestess and the social worker. And then the 7, it's coming up as me too, because the 44 is my life lesson number, 7 is my power number. So I didn't bring up the power number before. So your destiny number and your life lesson number add up to your power number, which mine is 7, which is that quiet within. But you know, everybody's power number is different. To see or really see the Knight of Cups of the one who brings love. Night 7 in the 7 days that it took to create the world, right? The solace of words for the Empress burdened by he, the masculine. And the H is the 2 4s in the lap dance, the 2 chairs on top of each other. The lap dance of the 4D bridge, the purgatory, the purgatory, and then the E, that one is equal and congruent to all the rest, to the universe, to infinitum. So it's a big change, right? To go from the lap dance of purgatory to the 5D station where you can go in any direction you want, right? That could be confusing for the masculine energy who's not used to the etheric world. At 9:44 then is the start of the read, the 9 of the Hermit, the 44 of the 3D side of the bridge, right? But it's like mastering the 3D world in order to get on the bridge, the 33 bridge, to connect with Christ, to get to the golden gate of the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles and the Sophia energy in order to reach the compassion of the 99, as a cat just walked up to my window. And Teddy never barks. And Teddy barked at the cat yesterday coming across, but she was just, he was just checking things out. So a cat just walked across my path, going left, right across my window. So there's that energy of, so getting to the compassion of Source, Creator, the 99, you know, Agent 99, to get smart with compassion, right? of unconditional love and compassion, and not to allow anyone to walk all over you, but the perspective of having compassion for someone because you understand where they may come from, even though you don't want to be around them because they may be in a violent energy. The Ten of Cups upright of the emotional family, the happy ending, emotional fulfillment. And beneath that is the Starseed reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, Ascension reversed, the King of Swords upright, and the Seven of Pentacles upright. Knocked for a loop, perhaps lacking faith, the Page of Pentacles reversed, in a need of help, or missed an opportunity, and not ascending, the world upside down, with the King of Swords upright in their integrity, reaping rewards with the Ten of Cups family or happy ending, or the King of Swords with the Divine Feminine's heart is emotionally fulfilled with good news, success, and again, her words comforting him. With good news, success, and attention, perhaps up nights or suffering in silence or dealing with a sister or just not sleeping, the Queen of Swords upright speaks to the Ten of Pentacles upright, right? We speak to the heaven on earth world, the 78. The ultimate family, right? Where everyone has enough. A family, business, and community are about the legacy of the world, where the world is upside down, or the Divine Feminine's in 5D, so that's a positive thing, right? And reaping rewards with the Queen of Cups, of that Mary Magdalene energy of the heart, and not liking being alone, of the daughter, and being dissatisfied with themselves, and still having some things to work through regarding their body image. The King of Cups reversed and Scorpio reversed, resting, meditating, and the 5D connection as well. Perhaps feeling powerless with the Queen of Swords upright in the 5D world of Pisces reversed, and the Page of Wands upright, excited to fight for, fight with, or play with the lovers out in the cold. And again, the rape wound is coming up too. And this could be feeling it both ways. And remember, you all have it in your DNA because you all have at least 14 generations of DNA in your body. So you have all of that wrapped up in that. We all experience that energy. It's just what's most significant in your timeline right now is this life that you're playing out. What's in your consciousness and what's in your subconscious. And what are we pulling out of our subconscious that we need to see. So after the Ten of Cups family brought good news to the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles family, the Divine Feminine is reaping rewards with the Queen of Cups, who may not be getting their wish at this time, or may be feeling that way, or just not liking to be alone. Is now with the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community. Perhaps that's, again, the daughter home, like my daughter came home. The Page of Wands is willing to spar, right? Because the daughter's coming up as more of the indigo energy, right? That willing to fight for the right in a peaceful way. The Page of Wands is willing to spar, or maybe they did and got hurt, or some great physical achievement here, but got injured or ill playing sports, or in the process, or got kicked out of a club, or had to leave due to an emergency. So this could be someone too playing sports, whether it's the masculine or our daughter, whoever it is right here, may have got called out because of an emergency they had to deal with, whether they get called or whether they had a child who got hurt or something and they had to run. Maybe they were at, the culminating game in a sport that they play, and they couldn't stay because the child was more important than the game. The Four of Wands reversed, unstable or move or visit. And again, this is about learning lessons, right? About love, what's most important. The move, the visit, and destined to school the goose, defensive to the secret passion, destined to stand in their truth without emotion, in need of using the intuition, the intuit connection, the twin towers of you and I. It is safe for you to love, and beneath that was retreat, perhaps taking time away or going within. As the Knight of Cups is offering love to people who just want to steal their energy, in the never-ending story of no options or no dates. The dream girl healing and shining their light. No bow, no arrow, and no date. Only the hot girl gets the attention here. And again, that can be the wound of a feminine or daughter here. At 1057, the Wheel of Fortune and the 57 of the Three of Swords. And again, the reference of someone getting older like myself, that, isn't, there's so many young, beautiful females, and it's like, why would the masculine want to be with you, right? Because you're old. And that's a distortion of the Divine Feminine. the Scorpio reversed, the Aquarius upright, Aries, Pisces reversed, and Libra upright, the physical activity, and the number 67 of the loyal, humble servant, Knight of Pentacles. And beneath that is the adventure of the 55 in truth, and the Excalibur, or the Excalibur, and letting go in energetic exchange of the sexual energy that's shared between the twins to detox, to end the conflict, or this can also represent a sore loser. To the Empress, reaping rewards, where butterflies are free to fly, and mermaids are free to have chastity belts, reaping rewards, and assessing their worth and daydreaming. At 11:14, which is alignment of a higher love, and Capricorn reversed and Taurus upright right here, is a divine feminine's heart with a happy family or emotionally fulfilled, out in the cold as the secret passion. The dream girl, physically active as the Knight of Pentacles. With the sun is upright here with the Queen of Swords upright, and then the Six of Cups reversed. And remember that Knight of Pentacles isn't typically your physically active knight. That's the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles is a much slower pace here, slowing things down. The loyal, humble servant. But also moving now. Sunshine, Queen of Swords without a soulmate. And the King of Wands reversed magician is stressed out or imprisoned by the falling out in the past. Overworked or not working out. The Queen of Cups is upright, but maybe uncomfortable in dealing with their emotions. At 11:33 of the 11, which is the Mary Magdalene 38, and the 33 of the Christ energy. The recent past of the Seven of Swords passing downloads. The Fool reversed, lacking faith and holding their tongue. The Sun reversed, drained in connection with the Knight of Cups, who's offering love, perhaps to a divorced King of Wands reversed in a bold move. To move, but uncomfortable dealing with the emotions around this, of not having left or not leaving the Queen of Pentacles, or the secret passion moving with the King of Swords, who was offered a new life through an announcement and a wake-up call. The foundation of the Three of Pentacles reversed with issues at work, with frustration or no growth or no arousal or inspiration. And the Page of Swords reversed, lying or spying, and the King of Swords, who's not answering messages, with the Emperor reversed, or vice versa. Or somebody needs to answer the messages. The Six of Cups reversed, falling out between them, and the King of Swords and little brother perhaps, and the Emperor reversed, or retiring, and now that the kids are grown. So this can represent falling outs between a grandfather and a father, and the father and the son. And that doesn't have to be a son, it could be a child. But the central energy of the solar deity reversed, of being drained or sick or overexposed or burned. Sundowning and up early to take the dog out. In energetic exchange to stand up for self in a divorce. Divorced King of Wands reversed, or Cancer upright, perhaps uncomfortable walking away from the Queen of Pentacles. And the deception of being strong in energetic exchange, with Libra standing up to them at 12 on the dot. Right, with the bewitching hour. With the Sun reversed, perhaps they're sick of issues at work or sick of dealing with sick people. And then the Ten of Cups upright, expecting to be happy all the time, where the family expects you to sacrifice for their happiness. The challenge being the Ace of Swords reversed, the split, the divide, or one big lie, that the truth was never going to come out if it hadn't accidentally, or if the seal wasn't broken, like the CERN seal. So I'm telling you that now. The Fool reversed, the Hermit reversed, the Emperor reversed, the Aries, Virgo, or Taurus all reversed, or the falling from grace and the coming out in lack, or embarrassed coming out to the Empress reversed, without a choice, and the wounded warrior surrendering, offering a new life to retire with the Empress reversed, or offering a retirement package to her, a mother, boss, or aunt, or grandmother. The Queen of Wands is upright, undressing, while the Hermit's reversed, coming out about missing their flame. The Empress reversed, third party or bad influence, losing patience or losing their temper, with Justice, or perhaps the justice system, or a Libra, and Sagittarius upright, rushing in to save the day, destined to miss their opportunity, as the Page of Pentacles reversed, maybe standing up for themselves now that the worst is over, and them needing some help. Or the Queen of Wands upright with Virgo in their chart, who's flirting with the Empress reversed, third party, or bad influences, the fallen angel, and loses their temper with Libra, or Sag reversed Libra, or losing patience with a divorce, or in a divorce. And the Knight of Wands destined and lucky, as the Page of Pentacles reverse is in need of their help or defending their bliss after third party bled out. And now is the shadow, the King of Pentacles Capricorn divided, the needing to swallow their pride and apologize, with the Two of Cups, intense connection with the Divine Feminine's heart, the Page of Wands upright, excited to confess and drop their burdens, as the Wounded Warrior reversed is surrendering their wounds, and the Page of Swords reversed doesn't have a leg to stand on. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is blocking, or Taurus reversed, or Virgo in their chart, Queen of Wands, could be Taurus as well. And then the Hermit reversed, it's the Knight of Pentacles reversed, right, which is the stubborn energy, blocking the Hermit reversed from coming out to the Queen of Wands upright, misaligned with the Knight of Wands upright, or it's not working out between them or no longer working out together. The Knight of Wands is rushing back to the past, no longer with two lovers, in a bold move to move with the Knight of Swords and not tell, or get them not to tell for the moment, and letting go of issues. Letting go of issues of feeling castrated and trying to mark their territory, with the Knight of Swords reversed, lashing out at the kids perhaps, or just holding their tongue and not speaking their truth. And then at 12:21 of the Hanging Man in the World, in sudden jealous rage, freaking out with the kids defending their bliss. And soon here is the Three of Cups reversed, the bad influences or third party or the hit and run. The Tower exploding, again there's that splatting of energy all over the place. The Tower exploding and 911, it's like being provoked to the limit or pushed to their limit, and the Tower exploding with the Page of Cups reverse rejection or entitlement, right? So who's exploding? The child who's entitled, or the parent who's pissed off? At 12:21, coming full circle, the Page of Cups reversed and the King of Cups reversed, breaking up the act, runaway, or the Page of Cups reversed gets what they want from the King of Cups reversed and runs, right? So they kiss up to the King of Cups or their parent, and then they just run. They don't give them any thanks or affection or anything like that. The King of Cups reversed, but they're acting like the parent, because the King of Cups and Page of Cups are coming up as the same energy. The Ten of Cups upright family with an announcement here, and a wake up to temptation, the devil, of swearing in or jury duty. The Three of Swords reversed, healing from the devil's abuse in a divorce, or perhaps that happened as some kind of trauma in childhood, or abusive hierophant, which could be a religious leader who abused somebody, or Taurus reversed, or religion or marriage that was narcissistic or very abusive. And that could be masculine or feminine. It's not always the masculine who's the abuser. With Scorpio upright, Virgo reversed, Aries reversed, Aquarius upright, Capricorn upright, and Taurus reversed. The King of Cups is reversed with the Ten of Cups upright family, who's just calling perhaps to say hi and apologize for an abusive marriage or the inability to conceive of spirituality, where the twin flames are the Nine of Swords, hiding underground on a quest to free their inner prisoner, to fight for the right, for freedom, grounding and integrating and mastering love and sharing or settling out. Hanging out for new perspectives here, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, needing help or an ex or missed opportunity for affection with Dream Girl or in order to heal. With Gemini reversed and Aquarius upright, Pisces or Capricorn upright here as well, perhaps unstable and unable to get something off the ground, doing business, making coin, so the same old, but with multiple love offers coming in and ignoring them all, but taking their money. Making an effort and wedding, so the situation involves marriage, with giving your relationship a chance, attraction, and to love yourself first. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the rejection of an offer or taking it back, the refusing to move or work, unable to function, lovers out in the cold or disabled or disability, a never-ending story, or healing with Magician, the master manifester, in the never-ending process of healing, right? Are they just doing it to get your money? The challenge being the Ten of Wands reversed and dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, confessing in need of peace, tempted by the devil, fallen angel, Scorpio reversed, Gemini or Virgo upright, Aquarius and Capricorn upright, and Sagittarius reversed. With change and time out, abundance, music, and even more so a happy ending. The hangry magician may be sick and tired, drained with the barmaid trophy wife, or taking a bath in alcohol, or of them getting sick or making them sick. The transition reversed of the never-ending story of not getting through the door. The sudden jealous rage, destined, unable to manifest and keep it up for bliss. Feeling badly, powering or gambling, spending issue, or dependent who feels badly, unable to control their addiction. And I was getting to the movie When a Man Loves a Woman, right? Because they had this like perfect relationship, but she's an alcoholic. And when it comes down to it, she leaves him because he only loves her when she's drunk, you know, or that's how she perceived it anyway. So that's coming up here too. The Page of Cups reversed and Sovereign reversed, with Scorpio upright and reversed and all over the place, right? So here, there, and everywhere. Sagittarius, Libra upright and powerless to the situation. The Queen of Pentacles upright with blissful third party, rejected, or the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, who's reversed, are now sharing and rising above the drama in the Mary Magdalene cave, dumping emotional attachments together, as the sun just flickered in my eye as the car passed here at 108, which is the one of the magician and the dance of the 8 of inner and outer strength and manifestation of dreams. And then at 109, which is the magician and the hermit, is the 10 of Cups family upright with issues at work or school or wherever you co-create, whether it's church or the gym. Stressed out, suffering in silence, dealing with a sister, or underground, not sleeping. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed, maybe stuck, maybe can't function because they haven't been sleeping, or just emotionally they can't function when things aren't worked out. Stuck passing messages, drained or sick and unhappy. And the challenge being dumped, split, or the need for truth with third party, bad influences, social distancing, and confessing addictions, codependencies, unable to transition to the Queen of Pentacles, who's vulnerable and yet sharing and rising above drama in the Mary Magdalene cave while in exile. At 113, the magician and the transition. The 10 of Cups, emotionally happy family, passing messages of the divine feminine reaping rewards. And the 3 of Pentacles reversed with work issues, school issues, church issues, the gym or the art center, whatever it is for you. And someone's sick of this energy. The challenge being a divorce or lies and addictions, codependency, Capricorn upright with Leo reversed, or patience and sick people. Sisters and suffering in silence or stress, hiding from the 3 of Cups reversed, those who overindulge or gossip. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn and needing to leave the wounded warrior behind, needing to transition. With Capricorn upright, Scorpio reversed, which it is in the South Node, Queen of Pentacles upright, and the Page of Cups reversed, which again is about the daughter learning how to love herself, as the divine feminine has already done that work. The mother and daughter or child, and then sharing or settling out, rising above the group who's now in exile, right, because she's in that higher energy, forsaking all others at 117, and this can represent the masculine also separating himself from the group at 117, which is the magician and dreams coming true, or the dream girl, actually. All right, and then sevens and ones were coming up on the clock when we started as well. All right, so it's already almost two hours. So let's see, where do I want to pick from? I'm going to pick a gem card for you guys, since that was coming up today. All right, so from my angel, I forget what it's called. It's listed in my cards, my decks down below. I think it has angel in the title, though, having to do with gems and stones. Crystal angels, that's what it's called. All right, so just one card from the gems deck. Let's see what comes up for you guys. For the twin flames, what is our takeaway? All right, you have Jade. wellness. And it's all about, you know, Philadelphia was coming up, and it's like the epicenter of healthcare facilities. Wellness, the recovery of health and wellness is here. And again, you see the symbol of medicine. So there's a lot about health and the physical body here, and jade. And we also have emerald. So you got green in general here with emerald. Ceremonies and celebrations. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. Okay, so lots of green right there in the physical health. We also have rhodochrosite, which is be gentle with yourself, and gold there. Be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and you need time to heal and recover. Okay, so it's physical healing. This is while retaining your confidence in your solar plexus. I think that might be a pink stone though. It's like that, you know, the purple in the background there. Rhodochrosite, maybe there's yellow in that too, I'm not sure. The bottom of the deck is moldavite, unconventionality. So again, green energy all over the place. Green and yellow are the colors today for sure. Unconventionality is your unique qualities, an important part of your life's purpose. It's okay to feel and be different than others. Okay, and then we have opal as well here. Let yourself sparkle and shine. That's going away. And you're going into this extreme physical healing right now. Okay, so be okay with that. I still want to pull another card for you guys as we hit 2 hours, I'm sure. Yep. Okay. I'm going to do my animal deck. I haven't done my animal deck in a while. As the white cat walked across the path yesterday. And then there was the cat that walked by the window while we were doing the video. It wasn't the white cat. It was a striped, gray striped cat. Right? They have the gray cat who just walked by is the one with this, who has a past, and then the white cat, right, from yesterday is that symbol of purity. So it's the divine feminine, the masculine's coming around. The divine feminine's across the street hanging out in the woods, and the masculine is stalking the front window there to see what's going on first. All right. That's really funny. It was just 3:08 too on the clock. Last takeaway here. What is the message here? What is the message? Oh, look at that. It's still balancing on my arm. Look at the cats. They're so cute. 7 of Summer. So there's the number 7 again coming up. And the Maine Coon kitten here. It's time to stop procrastinating and make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Just listen to your heart. And the 7 of Summer. I always forget which elements are which in this deck. But it is the 7. I'm getting the 7 sisters and the 7 dwarfs, but they look like more of the sisters. But they can be the cats too, right? The guys and the girls. The 7 sisters and the 7 dwarfs, the little ones. And they came up in the last read, the 7 dwarfs. I should have put that in the title as well. But yeah, I mean, defining different star seeds and twins were in the 7 dwarfs that I did. So listen to that read if you haven't. I mean, the stuff that's coming up from my reads is really profound the past few weeks. It's very important information. 7 of Summer, the Maine Coon kitten. It's time to stop procrastinating and make a decision. And I'm getting for both, the masculine and the feminine. Again, the 7 sisters and the 7 dwarfs. Yes, you, as they're looking. Saying, yes, you, all of you. And then like one of them's really scared and the other one's confused. And one of them's like, are you serious? They're so cute. They're so cute. And then the leopard. The Queen of Winter. Look at her. And the jaguar has been coming up like crazy, so that might be the energy of the jaguar actually. They don't have a jag in this deck. All your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. The Queen of Winter, which is the Queen of Swords. So Summer would be, I assume it's fire. So 7 of Fire, which is standing up for yourself. And then the Queen of Swords, which is like Big Bird, right? Chariots of fire and ice, which is what's coming up right here. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Oh my God, they're so funny. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs right here. So I'm trying to get it focused. Come on, you can get focused and more focused than that. Maybe it's just my eyes that don't focus. Here we go. So cute. All right, guys. Snow White and the Seven. So get your place cleaned out, and just, it's about, so the men, if they're the Seven Dwarfs and she's Snow White, then the masculine is the one is to stop procrastinating, and she has to clean up her place. She's to clean things out, and he has to stop procrastinating. There's one more here. Ah, the elephant. Since I brought up the elephant, justice. And there's justice for all. It's like the end of the movie. The 8 of the dance and justice. And I guess the elephants are approving my putting the ivory in the ivory tower of the pyramid. That there is justice. The elephant. Fair decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. Right, so the elephant's being very fair and benevolent. And the 8 stars of justice there. 8 stars, the round table. The round table came up too in my Instagram pictures. So yeah, check them out, the ones I posted in the last couple of days. The round table came up with it's a table of men, but the woman is either fallen asleep with her head on the table, or she's literally lying across the table sleeping. Or it was a round table around someone playing the piano or getting audited. So those were some of the energies coming up there. And we have the dolphin here too, the Prince of Spring, passionate, charismatic, confident, restless. The dolphin, an opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, and yet there's nothing you can't handle if you follow your inner guidance. And that's the Prince of Spring. So that could be that Knight of Cups energy. And then here's the elephant there, the 8 of Justice, the power player there, who's very fair and impartial, and that can represent the feminine. And my brother used to call me an elephant all the time, so he used to like use his arm to make the elephant noise. And the elephant's amazing. The elephant never forgets, but they're very strong and benevolent, and the largest creature on the planet, right? Like the whale in the sea. It's like the whale and the elephant coming together, but this is like the whale is the dolphin today, right? Because they're like a young person again, you know. They're jumping for joy out of the water. It's like Tom jumping on the couch. It's so cute. All right, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. These cards keep coming. There's only 2 more. All right, this is 3 of Spring. I'm not going to read them all. You can read them on the screen. See if you can make it clear. Yeah, there you go. There's the print so you can see it. But the sea turtle there, the 3 of Spring, so the 3 of Cups, I think. And then, which is about coming together, making plans, and then the awakening of the 12, of the giraffe. And I had a cloud picture that looked like a giraffe too. I think I posted, I'm not sure if I did or not, I think I did. And it was like Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us Kids. The awakening to that, the inner child and the Toys R Us Kids, of coming together, and this is the hanging man energy of the giraffe, looking at things in a different way, and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again, so don't worry. Okay? Coming together to hang out. Really beautiful. Oh, the seahorse. They keep going. It stopped there, but now there's a whole... These are all coming out too. Hold on. I'll show them to you really quick. The bottom of the deck is the Prince of Summer, the frog. So there's the frog coming in to become the prince. The Knight of Cups, exactly, actually. Okay, so you can read that if you'd like. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. So as the frog prince comes in, we had the 7 dwarfs and Snow White, and the elephant of justice, right? Being fair, impartial, and balanced in the justice system. And then the dolphin, who's also excited like a new child again, right? Jumping for joy. So perhaps someone's finding justice in the feminine as the masculine comes forward in joy. And then we have the coming together of spring, 3 of spring is March, which I told you, and then the awakening of hanging out together and seeing new perspectives together. And this could be actually coming together to do work together as well, because it's not about just coming together in the spring. So I'm sure that's going to be a lot of coming together in this fall energy, actually. We have the Prince of Autumn. See, here's the fall. The little seahorse, which is Pegasus. We have the 3 of Autumn, which can represent the 3rd month of autumn, which for me would be December, or November rather, September, November, no, actually June, July, August, September is the summer actually, and then October, November, December, and then January, February, March is winter going into spring, or however you see the months. But the 3 of autumn could be November to December, and there's a blue ribbon here. So Pegasus may win first prize as the Prince of Autumn with Andromeda, and then the 10 of Autumn of the 10 pups, the golden retriever, who's very faithful and such a family pet. And there's 2 dogs right there. Perhaps they're saying there's room for one more. We're 10, what's another one? We don't care. But this is like the only child, right? He's always been the first prize winner. He's never had to share anything. So that's kind of interesting the way that's coming in, as Pegasus, as the dog. But they're coming into a family of dogs. So it's okay, because they're just like them. And then the 7 of Winter of the magpie, and he's got the key. They found the key amidst all of their other little sparkly treasures. And the little woodpeckers, the little really pretty ones, they're really white with red and black. They were coming in flocks like 3-4 times this morning. And there was one of them, even though the others would fly away as soon as I ran out, there was one who always stayed until I ran up right to him and told me he could not pick at the house anymore, would he leave. And they finally left, but I had to go out like 3 or 4 times. So again, here is the magpie energy of finding the key, the birds and the dogs, and the little seahorse, Pegasus, right? The prince growing up so that the princess can ride them and have fun with them, their avatar body. The 3 of summer of the coming together of the birds. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as I'm getting celebration, come on. Such an engagement, wedding, graduation, birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. And love matters. So you might be watching that movie too about the magpie. I forget what it's called. It's such a cute movie. But this is the bird bringing a gift. So maybe my little birdie's going to leave me a gift of a key to making them part of the family and coming together in the 3 of summer, which would be the 3 of wands. I think, right? That would be hot, so it would have to be wands. 3 of wands is being present in the moment, but it looks like the 3 of cups energy to me, about coming together in love. Okay, so it's about the prince coming in. The prince is coming in as the frog, right? Very slow, hanging out to see new perspectives, although he's very excited. As the little seahorse, right? Learning to fly as Pegasus and become first prize dog winner in a family of dogs, or healers. See that? All green. Along with the Pegasus, all about healing energies here. First prize. And then the birdie leaving a key, a present perhaps, where they've collected a bunch of sparkly things. The key to how to come together here. Be present in the moment and to their gifts, the keys to their gifts. So cute. Maybe your doggy's gonna have pups too. I mean, a lot of kittens there too. Are you breeding your puppies and your kittens? Okay, guys. All right, remember, water, rest, love, joy, nature. Rise and be loved, love and rise. I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing day.